What has gone wrong with Call of Duty maps? If you're a Call of Duty fan, then you probably felt it too. The maps. They honestly just don't hit the same anymore. Ever since Modern Warfare 2019, it's like something's been off. Sure, there have been a few decent maps like Moscow or Garrison or Das House, but can you name me one truly iconic map from the last past few games? Because I can't. The past few COD games have been riddled with remasters. And honestly, it makes sense because that's what we've been asking for. But there's a reason we ask for remasters. Because the new maps just don't stick no more. So I really want to break down what makes a great Call of Duty map. Why are some maps like Terminal Raid legendary, while others are forgotten, or honestly you just leave the lobby when you're in them? The first section is what I would call the golden rule. It's something every map has to have to be a good map. Like it's a minimum requirement, and that's good flow. A great map doesn't just throw you into chaos, it guides you into the action. And that's where the legendary 3 lane map comes in. It's honestly a very, very simple term and can come off as basic. But when it's done right, when the map has a left, right, and center, it creates magic. Every single lane offers something different. Different engagements, different distances, different options to move around, different flanking options. There is so many possibilities when you do a 3 lane map good. Look at a map like Raid. It has 3 lanes, and each single lane offers something different to any given gunfight. You can have a short range fight, you can have a long range fight. Every single lane offers a different way to play the game. You always know where to go, you're not lost in the map, you're not stuck. They reward awareness, they reward you knowing everything about the map. While these new maps are just way too open, way too random, and you get punished because there's no flow, so you don't really know where to go or where to look. Next is section 2, and that would be spawns. Good spawns can make or break a map. Even if a map is designed great, if it has bad spawns, then it's ruined. Good spawn logic makes it so that you don't immediately die after spawning back in. I understand being spawn trapped, but that is just getting outplayed. I'm talking about getting trapped in a spawn because it's a bad spawn. One of the worst feelings in COD is when you spawn in and you instantly get sniped or you just die to a grenade that just magically is right there. Section 3 would be verticality. Now, what do I mean by that? Obviously, every map is not just a one floor map. Good maps have one, two, sometimes 3 floors. However, it's how the map is done that makes the verticality good. However, there's maps now in COD where there's no more PowerPoint. It's more PowerPoints where there's just no counter to it. If you walk out and there's a million windows, there's no real way to counter that. If there's a ton of verticality all over the map, then you don't know where you're getting shot from. Verticality with purpose is great, but verticality just to create randomness is not good. High ground should give you a good vision sight, but it should not make you immortal. Next would be section 4, and that is clarity, where the maps look nice and clear. One of the worst feelings is getting shot by someone you don't see. And it's not you just not seeing them, it's the map being able to hide them. Like someone picking a skin that can just perfectly hide them in the background of any map, and you can't see them. Great maps let you see everything clearly. Everything is so cluttered, then you can't see everything, you can't see properly, and that creates randomness. And that's just not what Call of Duty was built on. But it seems that that's the way they want to go. They would rather have you play random gunfights than know exactly where to go and what to do. Next section and the last section of what makes a Call of Duty map great is vibes. Now, there's something that doesn't really get talked about enough, and that's the atmosphere, the vibes, the setting. It's just not how the map plays, it's how it feels. Think about terminals, boarding gates, the ocean hijack, or just the setting and vibe of Nuketown. These maps stick with us because they're memorable, not just the layout, but the identity of the maps. The maps these days kind of feel like simulations, like they're just another level to play on. But great maps feel like actual places you're in. These type of things create an emotional connection to the map, and that's what makes a great map into a classic map. And it feels like these days it's just not happening. I really want to discuss why modern maps don't seem to hit the same. And I think it's just kind of an amalgamation of everything I just talked about. It comes down to over design. Sometimes they're too complex, sometimes they're too vertical, sometimes they're too open, or often all of the above. Instead of clear lanes and a strong identity, we get generic arenas that try to be everything at once and end up being nothing. That's why remasters like Terminal or Firing Range or Nuketown or Shipment. That's why all these maps either get brought back consistently or are often asked to be brought back. The devs know that these new maps they're making aren't really gonna hit, so they always have those remasters ready to go at any given time. And I know creating a good Call of Duty map is hard, but the formula is there. You know, for years they did it. Sure, they've had misses, but often than not, old school Call of Duty games just had really good maps. It's everything I discussed here working together and creating great, beautiful maps. And I know this was a big rant, but I'm not asking for perfection. I just want maps that feel great to play on. Look at Verdansk, look at Rebirth Island from Warzone. Those maps are iconic. They're great maps. Everyone remembers those maps. Everyone loves those maps. And those maps were arguably created alongside one of the worst games of all time in terms of map wise. Like Modern Warfare 2019 has some of the worst maps of all time. I can't tell you a good map from that game. But then those same devs created Verdansk and Rebirth Island. But what is your favorite COD map of all time? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. I'm Haru, and I'll see you in the next lobby.